Hello everybody, what is up, Prof Toast here, and today we're going to be talking about a game that's near and dear to my heart, which is Gundam Journey to Jaburo for the PlayStation 2. Now a little bit of backstory on this game, because this is literally one of my first games besides Gran Turismo that came bundled in with the console. But back in the early 2000s when I was still in elementary school, the PlayStation 2 came out. It was about $2.99. Now I had dropped so many hints to my parents that I wanted this, but it was usually, yeah, there's no way, that's too expensive for $300. Yeah, so eventually, finally, the console got a price cut of $100, so I brought it down to $199, which is even better. I didn't really know about, actually no, I knew about this price cut, so I kind of hinted like, hey, look, it's cheaper now. They're like, I still can't really afford that. So then one fateful evening, they went shopping for Christmas and everything, so I knew this already, so I figured, I'll look under the bed. This will be the most obvious place, probably the last place they would hide something, and there was that blue PlayStation 2 box that I saw, and I was like, so, nice PlayStation 2. Then luckily my mom just said, don't tell your father that you know anything about this. So basically I had to go about a good month of pretending like, geez Dad, I wish we could afford it. He's like, yeah, I know, it's just too much money. So finally that faithful Christmas day came up, and I opened it up, and there it was, the blue PS2 that came with Gran Turismo. I also got a second controller, and at the time I was a really big Gundam fan, so the main game I wanted the whole console for was Gundam Journey to Jaburo. And originally I was almost going to get I kind of wanted the Dreamcast just because of the Gundam game on there, but luckily the PS2 had a better one. So this is probably one of the games that I was like, yes. And at the time it was when Adult Swim was showing all the Gundam shows, so I was seeing like all these new Gundam stuff, and it was around the time I think I started seeing a bit of Gundam 0079. So the reason why I started liking this game so much is because it followed the anime. It wasn't just like some spin-off Gundam game. And I know some of the other ones do follow the anime a little bit, but this one was pretty much like you're playing through the whole like anime series. And it was pretty amazing because you got to the part where you sit there and get the start up the Gundam for the first time, and as you get to go try it out, you're basically following the whole beginning arc of the anime and going through all their adventures. So this is why this was like amazing to me. It's like, holy shit, it's like I get to be the main character and play through it. So as a nostalgia factor, this was basically really awesome, because the thing that excited me most about this as being a really young Gundam fan is getting in that Gundam for the first time and hearing all the motors start up, getting to hear all the fans and the gears and the classic, Gundam sounds when they move their parts, and it was just amazing to me. Like, I literally, God, I can't even imagine how many late nights I spent on this game, just freaking playing the shit out of it, and getting to sit there and go through all these different scenarios that I've seen in the show, getting the awesome anime cutscenes and everything. So this is a really big game for me as a kid, and it was so insanely fun that I loved it. So as for the game mechanics, if you're going from nowadays and then looking at it now, then yeah, of course the mechanics are not going to be the best and everything, but back then, yeah, it was pretty awesome, because it was like, holy shit, look at this, I can freaking boost left, right, freaking use my boosters and dodge out of the way attacks. It was freaking cool. Lock on the enemies. I was amazed at the fact that I could sit there, fly up, literally land on some of the ships and everything, and just be on top of the White Horse, I believe it was called, our main ship, just shooting down other ships and getting to go in those epic battles against Char. And yeah, even getting to use the beam saber. So that was really cool back in the day. Now when it comes to downsides to this game, it's kind of hard to really say, because if you're comparing today's game mechanics compared to back in the PlayStation 2 day, yeah, of course they're going to seem kind of clunky and not so, mobile. But I mean, back in the day, playing this as a kid, this game was perfection. I mean, I didn't have any quarrels with this. This would have been like a 10 out of 10 game of the year for me as a child. But kind of looking at it now as an adult, one of the main gripes I think I would have had with the whole mobility of your mobile suit in the game is the fact that you only got to use the directional pad with it, and the fact that the DualShock controllers that already had the thumbsticks basically were like standard at the time. So it would have been nice to be able to actually have that, be able to move with one, move around your camera with one instead of having to stop, press sideways, kind of slowly move. So that would be a bit of a downside, but then again, at the time, like I said, how games were made, the mechanics for the games were a little bit different. But even then, trying to play it nowadays, it's still not that bad. And I can't really take too much off of it for that. Now at the time, when I beat this game, it was like, ah man, why does this game have to be over? It was so good. But then, luckily, once I finished the entire game, of course, you know, like usual, I would sit there, go through all the mission modes again, try to see if I can up my scores, cut down my times to complete the mission a bit. But then I discovered, wait, when I beat the game, there's that question marks went away at the main menu, which was the Tactics Battle. Those are cool. Tactics Battle mode was an optional mode available once the story mode was completed. In this mode, you get to play as either Federation or Zeon pilot, who remains nameless and faceless. You begin at a low rank with only one mission available on each side. As you successfully complete the mission available, the mobile suit available to your rank increases, and more missions and more mobile suits are unlocked. 5 missions can be unlocked in total. The first 3 are standard attack or defense missions. They are available in both factions, though what your role is varies by faction. The last 2 are available only to the Federation. These 2 are duels with the RX-79BD-1 Blue Destiny Unit 2 and the RX-70 NT-1 Gundam Alex, being piloted by Christina McKinsey and Yu Kajima. Respectively, Christina compliments you during the battles, whereas Yu remains silent while in his duel. Marina Kitamura spurs him onward, encouraging in the remarks. So these are really freaking cool because, of course, I was, you know, normal me, sticking to all the Gundams. So these are really cool. I believe the one mission with the Blue Destiny Unit 1, that was, I think that's the one I gotta hope I'm being correct on this one, but that was probably one of my favorite Gundams just because I love the whole aesthetic look to it. It was amazing. I didn't have any, you know, prior knowledge from the series that it was in, but getting to play in these missions was freaking amazing. I loved basically going through these, getting my ranks up. Like, to give you an idea of how much I literally played this game as a child, I got to the point where I got every spawn point in the mission memorized to where I was literally double S ranking half of these missions. Now, some of the Zeon missions, they were kind of so-so to me just because as a kid I was like, I don't really care as much about the whole piloting some of the Zaku's and some of the other ones, but it was kind of cool. I pretty much stuck to the Federation side, where it's kind of playing around with the gun cannons and just getting to do some of the older classic Gundams and with the newer ones I've never even seen before. So this is why with this game, it's probably, I know there's thousands of good PlayStation 2 games at the time, but this is probably one of the ones, at least in my nostalgia, that's going to go in my #1 spot, because even to this day, I can jump into this game and still have a blast with it. It's amazing, it's really fun. If you guys have not played it, and you own a PlayStation 2 or a PlayStation 2 Slim, I'd highly recommend going and try to find this online, because it is definitely a pretty good must play. Because yeah, if you're a Gundam fan at all, you probably might have already played this, or if you haven't, go and try to pick it up, because since this game has launched, I really haven't found any other Gundam game that's really compared to it. They released multiple other ones on the PlayStation 2, such as Gundam Seed Never Ending Story, Gundam Encounters in Space, Federation vs. Zeon, Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, and Zeonic Front. Now, Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, I don't believe I've ever actually touched that, so I guess I can't really judge that one, but as for the other ones, I did try pretty much a lot of them as they were releasing, because I remember like, oh shit, finally another Gundam game, I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of this, but for whatever reason, none of them really hooked me like Journey to Jaburo did. Because for some reason, I don't know, I remember they were fun playing, I played through a good portion of them, but none of them really just like hooked me in there and kept me playing hours on end and trying to sit there and master all the missions, because they were fun, but it's just like, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's just because Journey to Jaburo was my first, so maybe I was expecting a lot of the other ones to be pretty much the same, and maybe some of the tweaks they made weren't quite to my taste at the time. But that was just my opinion. That's why Journey to Jaburo probably will be, and always will be, my favorite Gundam game that released on the PlayStation 2. Alright folks, so that's about it for, my little nostalgia talk. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want me to do more of these on any other games, then please let me know. And as always, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll catch you guys later.